into emerging and niche area. However, very few have been able to turn this into reality, which may be due to many reasons. We see what are they. The inner desires to change, not transiting. Why? First is the inability to select the appropriate area that matches the aptitude, skill set, and the expectations. Absence of mental conviction to put in the best efforts, difficulty in managing the transition process, mental block to undertake sacrifices, lack of mental conviction, vision, self-belief, lack of strong decision or desire, absence of mental readiness to change and adapt, inability to take risks, half-hearted start and lack of full commitment in the efforts, tendency to give up before reaching the final target, failure to identify and improve our weaknesses, for example, drafting, communication, technical skills, etc. Tendency to blame circumstances rather than concentrating on self-improvement, failure to sharpen the tools on a regular basis, lack of work exposure to emerging and new areas, lack of financial resources and infrastructure, lack of present clientele to tap the potential of new areas, lack of marketing skills, lack of contacts, lack of awareness of niche areas, inability to select an appropriate area that meets individual or organization's existing skill set and ability. So now you have to move from generalization to specialization. What is the process and the approach? First is shortlist 2 or 4 avenues, carry out microanalysis, shortlist one of the area and draw the blueprint, delegation, elimination of non-focus and non-focused clients. This we'll see when we talk about clients, how to do that. Creating time for advanced study, technical expertise, research, marketing, building our team and organization, an analytical mind, readiness to walk that extra mile, willingness to study the subject thoroughly, ability to adapt to changes, yet open to suggestions from both juniors and seniors, and continuously updating yourself. See, government is there with us. If you see, every year there is a legislation which is coming, and if you try and be expert in that, I think the scope is huge. These are few legislations right from 2015. Every year there is some new legislation, and which is giving a lot of areas of practice, which I would say are the newer areas of practice, which all of us can concentrate on. These are some areas like XBRL, taxonomy, related to IT and IT-enabled services, your cyber laws, forensic audit, so many of them. Your ESG is something which is coming up in a very, very big way. These are the non-financial reporting, which is now mandatory for first 1,000 companies, and now it is going to increase more and more nationally and internationally. So what are the different areas where this ESG is there? This I am just listing there. You can always, in my write-up also have given all these things, so I am not going into the great details of this GSG, which is really a great opportunity for all of us. Your startup is something in South, and especially from where Geetaji is coming, Bangalore, huge scope of startup, the huge scope. So these are the areas where, as a startup, you can really take up. Again, I am not going into the great details of each thing. Again, it is given. Capital market is something where, again, there is huge scope, provided we have a little bit interest. I think huge interest in capital market. Again, I am not going into details of everything. And naturally, other areas are, which are traditional areas, but the changes which are happening in this area, if we are into that changes, I think again the scope is huge. All our regular tax advisory, compliance, outsourcing, assurance services, corporate finance, business consultancies, absolutely great scope, provided all of us want to change and all of us have to adapt. I'll try and tell you that how you can do that. How many of you know this person? Yeah, any idea? Sorry? Bhuvan Lagan, yes, absolutely correct. Bhuvan Lagan. I am not talking about Amir Khan, I am talking about Bhuvan Lagan. All of us remember that film Lagan. I'll just catch up some lessons in management, the Lagan way. This gentleman, where there was some new area, and that was playing cricket. And by playing cricket, he had and thought that if the 3 years taxation can be avoided, why not to do that? He took up the challenge. And when he took up the challenge, there are a lot of issues, people were not knowing what is cricket. And in spite of that, he built up a team. After building up a team, he saw to it that he was winning the match, and 3 years Lagan was out. So how he did that? I'm not going into great detail of this, some opportunities, some determination. I just take 2 slides where, learning from this. I'm just skipping all this in a great detail. Yeah. So what he did? So first is think of a challenge as an opportunity. This is what he did. So all of us, we have a lot of challenges. Why don't we think that as an opportunity? Be determined to face the opposition. A lot of opposition is there. Be determined. Give examples to enhance the understanding. Make a beginning. I think this is very important for all of us. Build a team, allocate the areas, support the team members, lead from the front, train and practice, never give up, make the best of the limited resources, and everything is about the people. This is what we learned from the very successful field managed Lagan, and how Bhuvan managed all these things. Right? Now, if I come to the challenges today, there are 4 buckets which I can say: competitive challenges, regulatory challenges, technological challenges, and internal challenges. I'll not take up each and every point due to the paucity of the time. I'll take some 5-6 points and then a small story, and then I'll end up. Maybe if at all time permits, maybe I can come to the different branches we can discuss at that point of time. So first is, too many CAs in practice, yes or no? I want the feedback from you. Yes, no. House is divided, right? Now, if there are too many CAs in the practice, then naturally there will be a lot of CAs who do not have any work, because supply is more and demand is less, right? Is that the situation? You tell me. Today, no. Today you tell me which chartered accountant is there who is not having work. All chartered accountants are having work. If you feel you don't have any work, you ask your family members. Because your family members are regularly complaining that you don't come home very, very regularly. You come late in the night, right? Is that the situation, right? So, what I wanted to bring into point is that this is what we haven't not correct situation, that there is supply of chartered accountant is not more, right? And let me come to the next point: undercutting of fees. Is it there? Yes or no? Correct. Now, all of us have studied economics, right? In economics, what is that we say? That if supply is more and demand is less, the prices are less. If demand is more and supply is less, the prices are high. Am I right with this principle? Right? Now, in first, too many CAs in practice. I think all of us say there are not too many CAs in practice. That means supply is less, demand is more. When demand is more, the price has to be more. So there is no question of undercutting. Why this undercutting? We'll touch upon this issue. It is because of your and my fear that this undercutting of fees is there. We'll see to it how we reduce that. Right? I will not touch upon the other points relating to multinational accounting firms, management consultancy, other professionals. I skip that. Right? There are all these regulatory challenges. I think many of things we discussed. Yes, this is a challenge. Let us, accept it. Technological challenge. Yes, this is a big challenge. Every 6 months, your technology is outdated. Just in the previous lecture we were hearing, and there were some questions from the audience. The software is changing. The software guy is running away. So many challenges, right? If you talk about hardware, when I started my practice, somewhere in 86 or somewhere, the computers, did not have a hard disk at all. There were 2 floppy drives. So one is for that your operating system, and one is for your data application system. And then it came to 8286, XT 286, 386, 486, on and on and on. So you buy a latest system, I think in 6 months it is outdated, half of the price. That is the challenge. Your software, our regulators, daily they are coming out with some new versions. These are our challenges. Maintaining of fees is challenge, yes or no? Yes. Okay, we will address this issue. Staff productivity, maintaining of clients, all these are challenges. We'll address all these issues in maybe next 10 to 15 minutes, and then a small story and then done. Okay. So these are our skill set. We are expert in management, let me tell you. Right? So these are the areas where we have to use our skills. I'll touch upon 2-3 areas, not all the areas, it is not possible. Some 4-5 points I will touch upon. So here, time management, because that is most crucial for the chartered accountants. What are we selling? We are just selling our time. We are not like an industrialist who can manufacture hundreds and thousands of things, putting some raw material and putting huge amount of output. What we have as a raw material is just an time. And time is something which is very important for us, right? Now tell me, all of us are chartered accountants. We are expert in accounting, yes? Yes or no? Yes, fine. So as far as financial accounting is concerned, we are experts. Tell me, how many of you are accounting for your time? Because time is money, and this is the resource which we are doing, which is a very crucial resource. None of us are having this time accounting. I'll show you a very, very simple solution to that. Very simple solution. All of us are using some accounting software. Most of us will be using Tally. Yes? Excellent. So I'll just show you how this Tally software can be used for having our time accounting. Very easy. And for us, because most of our staff, or rather all of our staff, are also doing it. So when tomorrow morning you go to your office, you start one company called ABC and Company Time Accounting. Very simple, because all your masters are already created in that software, right? So now what has to be done? When you are executing any of the work, whatever work you are doing, your office is doing, your staff is doing, very simple, you have to debit that particular client's account. And in amount column you maintain the hours, whatever hours. And then credit the employee of yours, you yourself, your partner, whatever they are. Right? So what happens is, example, I am doing my subordinate is doing some audit. So he'll write that XYZ and company account debit to that by employee A. And in narration, I will write all the details what I have done. So I have audited the purchase bills from the month of April to September. I'll put it. And I'll put the number of hours, 5, 6, 7. Right? Now, see the beauty of this. All work done by that particular subordinate will be posted in his ledger account. All work done for the client will be posted in his ledger account. Anytime you want to know whether your staff is working properly or not, just open his ledger account. You will know everything, what the staff has done. So say for example, there is one assignment, let's say for example, preparation of bank summary. You know it will take just 2 hours, but your subordinate has written as 8 hours. Maybe after 15 days, after 1 month, after 2 months, you can catch hold of it. This you have written as 2 hours, or 8 hours, this work is of 2 hours. Automatically your subordinates will be very, very careful, because now they have to account for their time. Tomorrow the client will tell you, sir, what work you have done? Nothing, it's just filing of return. Immediately you take out the ledger account of that particular client and you say, sir, this is the thing which you have done. Right? And automatically your time, which is most precious for all of us, will be accounted. And you get control over your staff, you get control on your clients also. So this was relating to the timing part of it, time accounting. Right? Next is systems of appointments. What do I mean by systems of appointment? That is that nobody should come to your office without taking your appointment. Is it possible? Currently, it is not possible. Right? I'll give a very simple solution how it is possible. See, over a period of time, we have inculcated the habit in our clients that they can come to our office whenever they want without taking any of the appointment. Oh, thank you so much. इधर भी था भाई. Thank you. Yeah. So how do I convert that? It will take some 2, 3, 4 months. In next 4 months time, all of your clients would take your appointment and then only they will come to your office. How to do that? Naturally, it cannot be done overnight. So Monday morning or during the Monday, some of your clients, they will just come without taking your appointment. Right? Welcome him, tell him please sit, and you immediately have to go out of your office. Don't attend to his work. Tell him very clearly, yes, I have some commitment, I have some appointment, I am going out. In olden days, I used to tell people, income tax mein jata hu. But now I cannot say that because all faceless assessments are there. So therefore, you say that, I have some branch work. Our institute is doing so much work, All other regional council members and our branch management team, branch chairman, our regional council vice chairman, this huge work they are doing. So naturally they want a helping hand. So I am going and meeting Gitaji for that. You go out of the office. You say, I'll come within 2 hours, just wait. 99.99% that person will not wait. Right? He will go back. Next time, he will at least try and see that if you are there or not. But he will not take your appointment. He will come as it is. You have to do the same thing. Please do not entertain him. Do not do his work. You say, please wait, I will come back. Right? Next time when he comes, he will give you a call. Sir, are you there in office? What will we say then? Yes, it's come anytime. I am there in office. No. The answer which we have to give is that yes, I am in at office. You tell me what time you want to come. Right? So you will say, I will come after 4. No, sir, not after 4. Tell me what time. And then also ask him what is the work. Because many times our client's relation is such fast relation. They would come for having a cup of tea. This happens many times, The client would just say, I was passing by and, I just thought, I'll come and have coffee with you. This is not a coffee shop, sir. This is the office of chartered accountant. But this is happening with all of us. Why? Because we have inculcated these habits in years. It is very difficult to change that habit so fast. Right? But we'll change it. Right? So, next time when he calls you, you make it very clear that what is the nature of work he is wanting to come and meet you and what is the time. So you say, okay, fine, you want to meet me for XYZ, it will take 1 hour. So you please come at 5 o'clock and I will be there from 5 to 6 for you. Now it is our duty that come what may, we have to be there at 5 o'clock. Because if you respect his time, he will respect your time. And I can guarantee you, if you follow this systems of appointment, in next 4 to 5 months, there will be no client coming to you without your appointment because he knows that you are a very busy person now. Because whenever he goes without appointment, you are not in office. You immediately leave the office. You go for some branch work, you go for some other work. You may be going to GST, whatever. But you are not available for his work because he has not come with an appointment. Right? So that is system of appointment. Now coming to the next is table clearance. Gitaji, you have been going to various offices of chartered accountants, for election purposes. I was also doing that. And what I have seen is, this is a practical experience. Typical office of a chartered accountant. You see a table, right? And on that table different files, And many times, when we enter the cabin of the chartered accountant, we have to find where is the chartered accountant. Just, we have to see that dump of files is sitting there. And this is again a very common feature. It is not that, very uncommon. Now tell me, why as a chartered accountant, I should have this pile of files on my table. Sir, our filing system is the best. You tell me there are thousands and thousands of papers in your file in your office, yes or no? Yes. Now, if I will come to your office and I tell you, I want this client's this particular paper, how much time your office will take to bring that paper? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes maximum, right? Now this is an efficiency of our staff. Even you don't require to do that. The people will do that. Now, if this is an efficient system which we are having, why this file should be on our table? Why this paper should be on our table? Let it be filed. So the solution to this table is called as draft. I have named it as draft. D-R-A-F-T. What is this? So whatever paper comes to our table, first is D. Do it immediately. We have very bad habit of procrastination. I'll see later, afterwards. Why? Do it immediately. Do it whatever you want. Because mostly we are not going to do anything immediately. We'll just see and we'll see, okay, I'll do it later. So do it whatever you want to do it immediately. R is referring. Because believe me, what I have seen in the chartered accountant's office, that most of the work is being done by the subordinate. You refer it to somebody. Right? So why you want to keep it on your table? Immediately you refer this to some of your subordinates. A. Now there are some papers which you feel require your attention. So you have a folder of abeyance, DRA. Keep it in that abeyance file. You decide every Saturday morning you will have an abeyance clearance. So you just go on Saturday and clear your papers. DRAF. What is F? F is filing. As I said, we have the best filing system. Any paper, thousands and thousands of papers, within no time it will be there on your table. So filing, right? And there is one more big chunk of papers which is absolutely useless on our table, which is there lying there for months together. That is T. Throw it, tear it. Don't have that paper. And believe me, if you practice this, in next week's time, your table will be absolutely neat and clean. We are seeing all big industrialists, we see big businessmen. How is their table? Absolutely neat and clean. Why not? Our table should be like that. And if you follow this draft formula, I'm sure your table would also be absolutely neat and clean. Right? The next is time for critical thinking. Tell me, how many of us are today spending this time for critical thinking? When we started our practice, I think all of the time was for critical thinking because we did not have any other work. We were just concentrating how to improve my practice, and therefore at that time I was here, today I am here. Today I do not have any time for critical thinking. How do you have progress? So give some time in a week that okay, how do you have progress? Critical thinking. Today I learned so many things. Just have something whereby every week, maybe 2 hours, you just apply your mind that how to grow your practice and then see the difference. Time for physical fitness, that is very, very important. Because most of us are making various commitments to ourselves. So next, let this rain stop. I'll start walking, I'll start swimming, and then you do so many things, and it goes for maybe a few days, and then again. So this machine 24/7. Once this machine stops, it will be so difficult for us. So see to it that you have proper time for your physical fitness. Time for family, very important. How many of us literally spend time with our family? Very less. Because whatever we are doing for what? We are doing for our families. In one of the conferences, I asked this question to the participants, and one of the participants raised that he said, daily 2 hours I spend with my family. I said, excellent, great. What are you doing? So he said, during those days, kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi and all that serials were doing that, Kapoor's the serial. Daily 2 hours we watch that serial together. I said, no, this not time. I am talking about quality time spent with your family. Try and make it compulsory. Maybe you decide what is the number of hours you will spend with your family. But please spend some time with your family, because family is such who will be with you whatever you are. Whether you are progressing, whether you are debit, whether you are credit, whether you are healthy, whether you are unhealthy, whether you are money, whether you are no money. These are the people they will be with you. So please give appropriate time for your family. Here I will take one point here, 80-20 Pareto's theory. Now what is this 80-20 Pareto's theory? Our 80% of our fees is coming from 20% group of our clients. Universally true. Yes or no, just 2 minutes you just close your eyes and you will know yes. 80% of your fees is coming from 20% group of your clients. Yes or no? Yes, right? And what we are doing is, we are spending 80% of our time to only people who are giving just 20% of revenue of your firm. Again, universal. And what are these clients? These 80% of clients who are just contributing 20% to revenue. These are the clients who are never progressing. You know, these are the clients who will be first to call you on 28th of February in those days. And they'll ask you, sir, what is there in budget? These are the clients, and why they are asking this question is because their income is growing. When the income tax limit was 18,000, their income was 18,500. When it became 22,000, their income became 22,500. When the limit was 30,000, their income was 30,500. So as the slab of income tax goes up, their income goes up. So they are asking you, they are phoning you just to make sure that next year what will be my income. Now these are the people who are never progressing, and believe me, your progress is directly associated with the progress of your clients. If your clients will not progress, you will not progress. And why we want this sort of clients, 80% who are just contributing 20%, we keep them because various reasons. One of the reasons, at least fixed expenditure is taken up. Why are you required to do that? You don't, and these are the people who really take a lot of your time. My suggestion is that this 80% of clients who are just contributing 20% of your revenue, next week, next Monday morning, go and immediately tell them thank you so much. I do not want to do your work. Just imagine, 80% of your clients are out. Your revenue effect is just 20%. Right? Now this 80% of time what you are saving, if you invest in that clients who are just contributing to 80% of your revenue, automatically your revenue will increase. And the shortfall of 20% can be immediately made out. It's not very difficult. Even if it is not made out, just imagine the value of time. You get so much free time, right? And revenue is not affected. Automatically, your whole scenario of your practice will change. Okay? I'm not going into the other things. Okay, finally, this is the last slide, and then a small story, and I'll end up. So, now why are we have to have financial discipline? So, we chartered accountants are very generous, very, very generous. And what happens is, if you are going in a marriage party, or if somebody dies and you are going for a funeral, so what happens is you just go and sit there, because you have to wait up till the funeral is over, up till the marriage is over, and somebody comes and sits next to you, and you just introduce, oh hello, I am chartered accountant. Oh, very good, very good. It's not your client. Immediately you say, oh, I have sold one flat, and this flat is, and immediately start counter questioning. Okay, which year? What was the agreement value? Which was the year? When did you sell? What was the agreement value? What is the stamp duty valuation? Immediately you ask 10 questions. And this can be asked by any person sitting next to us. People are taking that liberty. We are responsible. You as an individual, we as a profession are responsible to inculcate this sort of habits. Have you ever seen anybody, if some doctor sits next to you, will anybody say, "Sir, थोड़ा पेट में दर्द है, देखो ना"? Will it happen? No, nobody asks the doctors. But for chartered accountants, that liberty can be taken. Why? We are allowing that liberty to be taken. So next time when this happens, please do not answer any questions. Tell them, please come to my office will answer him. He is not interested in any solutions. He wants to just kill time. Now see what problems you are doing by doing with this. You are creating a lot of problems. One is your image is down, your professional image is down. You are also creating a lot of problems for your professional brother because he is having a chartered account. He knows all the facts, and based on the facts which he has said, you will give some opinion. Right? Now the factual thing would something be different. Now when this gentleman goes to his chartered accountant, and you must have given opinion, yes, you invest in a residential flat, you will get an exemption, no tax to be paid, don't worry, this, that. Now this gentleman goes to his chartered accountant, his chartered accountant knows everything. First thing, he said, sir, it is not a long-term asset. Second is, you will not be able to buy a residential house because you already have a number of houses. There are so many facts which are not known to you. This particular gentleman will say, no, you don't know anything, there are a lot of new changes, I have consulted chartered accountant. He has given me this opinion. Now just see the fault in this sort of reply. So please do not give this sort of opinion. So therefore the first slide is raising of bill. So for what you should raise the bill? For everything you do, you should raise the bill. So for this sort of person who is sitting next to you in your marriage ceremony or in a funeral, he takes your advice. I know by our habit, we will give the advice. No problem. As soon as you give the advice, you go to office, raise a bill for having a conference in so-and-so marriage or so-and-so funeral. Give it. Send it. Don't expect that money will come to you. But what will be the difference? Next time, when he sees you, you are entering in a marriage hall or a funeral. When he sees you from there, he will change the seat. Why? Because you will ask money to them. Right? So this is how you can do to raise the bill for everything, whatever. Now next is preparation of bill. How do we prepare our bill? Most of us, when we talk about the billing, it is one-line biller. For filing your income tax return for the assessment year 23-24 period. Now is this the amount which you are charging only for filing of income tax return? No. We are charging this for right from day one. You talk to him in June. Sir, rather you start talking to him month of April. Your 15E, 15H, etc. is to be filed. Then in June, your advance tax is to be filed. Then again September advance tax, again December advance tax, again March advance tax. Then making his bank summary, making his profit and loss account, making his capital account, balance sheet, statement of total income, he is into shares, and make whole list of capital gains, etc. And during this whole period, there will be maybe 10, 15, 20 times when he will call you and give free advice. Just imagine the amount of services you have rendered. Just bill for each and every service which you render, and bill a very small amount. How many of you know there is a guidance note, or I would say a recommendatory note by the Institute on recommended minimum fee scales? How many of you know that? All know that, right? Now my next question is, how many of you follow that? Oh, few of you follow that. Excellent, very good, excellent, very good. Now, here I see there are a lot of branch chairmen here, right? My suggestion to them is, please download that particular document, right? And all the members here, send it to your clients that these are the fees which is recommended by the institute. Why I am saying this? Overall, your value of services would be known to your client. So say for example, there is some work which is written as 25,000, and I know many times it is difficult for us to follow that standard. You may charge 20,000. Your client knows that this work is for 25,000. You will stop bargaining. You will pay that 20,000 in leave. Overall, you are trying to make aware that what is the value of your services. So in whole of your city, everybody is having that. Because what you have done is, your branch chairman, your branch managing committee, your branch members, they are sending to all their clients that this is what is the fees which the institute has recommended. Try to give publicity to that, and thereby automatically your value of services will increase tremendously. Right? So this is on preparation of the timing of it. So whenever the work is over, immediately prepare the bill. Don't wait for the year end. So as soon as your advance tax is over, you just send a bill. Your assessment is over, you send a bill. Your GST return is over, you send a bill. Thereby what will happen is that people will know that you are doing so much work. If possible, try to give some working that what the work has been done. Maybe some more Xerox copies, no problem. Give more Xerox copies. At least client would know that this is the work which has been done. I know, you may give a lot of bills, but the most important problem is people don't pay. Right? This is the important problem. I'll give solution to that. Very, very easy and very convincing. I've been doing that and I've been talking to this for number of years and this is working very, very well. So what should be done? So as I said, as soon as the bill is prepared, first thing, try. In smaller cities, it is not very difficult to give that bill by hand delivery. So your person goes and delivers it by hand. That will be really of a great help because your person should be trained as far as possible. Try and give it to the boss. Right? So once you are delivering it to boss, the boss will open the envelope. Your person has to stand there. He is not going to leave. So he will stand there, boss will open the letter. Yes, no sir. Bill sir. I have seen bill. No sir, what you are doing? You are giving it today or you are giving post-dated check? This person, your client will be. What are you talking? I'll talk to your boss. Okay sir. He has to be trained to be very, very polite. Say okay sir. Then in your office, there has to be a fixed day. Say for example, every Tuesday morning 11 to 2, it is collection time. So what has to be done? You as an individual should never ever ask to your client for the fees. Never. Let your office call them and tell them, sir, your this bill is pending. Yes, I am aware. Sir, when are you? I'll send it maybe next week, 2 months, whatever. He gives some answer, right? And let all of you know my experience that it is not going to come in that way. Again next week, next Tuesday, again that bill is still pending. Your person will again call very, very politely, sir, your bill is pending. Please send the check. Right? So slightly your client will be disturbed. Why you are calling me again and again? That will be the feedback response from your client. Sir, I call only those people whose bill are pending. So if your bill is not pending, I will not call you. So please pay the bill. Let's stop. Always he will say that I talk to your boss. He will never ever talk to your boss. Because the amount of our bill compared to his turnover, the percentage is hardly anything. Right? And when 3 or 4 times your person calls that client without any deduction except the TDS, your money will come to you. The outstanding, currently if I see, your outstanding fees should be at least 3 times than your returns income. Again, universally true. Yes or no? Yes. Why? We are supposed to be financial experts, expert in finance, and our own money is lying with somebody else without any return, and we don't have guts to even demand that money. Why? Fear in us that if I do that, he will run away. No client is running away. All those seniors who are sitting here in last 30 years, 20 years, 25 years, 15 years, has any client left to you because of the fees? Mostly no, not more than 20%. People do not leave you because of the fees. It is because of a fear that the work will go to another person. They just exploit us. And all of us collectively, if we decide that we will not allow our clients to exploit us, I think it will be very easy because the services which we are rendering is absolutely great. Yes sir, you wanted to say something. I will be more than happy to listen to you. And if at all it is query, I will be more than happy to answer. If it's some experience, please share it. Excellent. Then sir, Sir, please introduce yourself.
Raghavendra from Vijayawada branch. Your sessions are all welcome. Collection, we improved a lot. From 3 times of the fees, now it is almost less than 1 time.
Great, excellent.
That first I started subscribing a chit. So monthly rates to my office maintenance and house maintenance, I have to pay that. So in order to pay, I see what are all the areas wrong pending. I start pursuing them.
Excellent.
Either myself or my staff. I will give them the list. More than 1 year first start them. Some have the habit of paying now and this time service they pay next year.
Next year, yes.
That is that way. And MSME Act all along,
You have to give that detail, where the money is spending.
not only sir, that act, earlier it is SSI, small scale industry, now it is enterprise, even a CA office, we all know, can be registered under MSME Act 2006. I have taken Ujjam registration. In my invoice, not only my PAN number, GST number, Ujjam registration also I started putting this season only. Though I registered as a Ujjam registration 2 years back, this year I added the column. So I am mentioning in the tax right season, MSMED, any payments to creditors, 45 days, SBI rate into 3 times, that is 36% you have to provide, and that is not allowed as expenditure. So my fees also comes under MSMED. So that way, at least I think we can pursue them to pay within 45 days. We are not interested in collecting. We are not doing finance business.
Yes. So I think big hand for him. I think this is a big takeaway for all of us. This 55th conference has shown us that how we can really see that the collection which is there, how we can gather. Sir, one more important thing, you talk about chit fund. I would say SIP. Let us all concentrate on SIP. Today they are fantastic, and one of the slide I said stock market is something huge. Why don't we say that every month I want an SIP to be done? Excellent, sir. Very good. Yes. Yeah? Is a question or you are making a suggestion? Question, yeah, please. I'll be happy to answer that. Yes.
That's the main how to solve that.
So now,
Once you raise bill, you have to pay GST within 20 years.
correct.
So that is the main worry.
Okay.
So most of the claims are not paying within a year. For that we have to incur.
I'll answer that query. The question here is that if we raise a bill within that much time, I have to pay GST on that. And if the client is not paying the principal, I have to shell out my money for paying the GST. This is the question. Am I right? Excellent. Now, first thing, if at all I am making the regular follow-up, which we are not just now discussed, I think your pending amount will come down substantially. That is my guarantee. You try. Every Tuesday morning, 11 o'clock, your person will start calling. You give one more reason that, I have to pay GST from my own pocket. Kindly, send that money. So that is one thing, right? Now, all of us are chartered accountants. We are expert, we saw so many documentation, we saw how to drafting and so many things we saw. Can we find out the way? Because this sort of clients would not be more than 20% after 4 months. Because once you start following up, your clients will be very regular in payment. I can guarantee you that. Still, there will be 20% of clients who will be a little bit, and you will be identifying that these 20% clients are a little bit. I can tell you this. See, all of us, in our tax audit period, if you see last 5 years tax audit, your people who are late would be more or less same set of clients, right? These are the clients which you should say, please get out. Because these are the clients who are disturbing your mental peace, your physical peace, your office peace, everything. And these are the clients who are most irregular. Everything, everywhere, they will be defaulters, right? So first, see that this plant should be out. So automatically this problem will be resolved. Still, if it is there, all of us are chartered accountants. Can we, instead of raising a bill, think of something? I am not giving any suggestions. All of us are brilliant. Think of something that some communication goes to it, which is not necessary the bill. Right? So I think I've addressed the issue. Yeah. Thank you. I think if there are any other questions, do we have any time? Or it is done? Done. Yeah. Yes.
As you suggested, I had a doctor client
Okay.
who had come to my office and he said, every time, he was in a wedding function and he met a advocate friend and he told, every time I go to a wedding, people don't even attend me to enjoy the party. They ask this problem, that problem, and as an advocate, how do you handle it? He says, we don't answer, or otherwise we tell him to come to the office. And he said, it's a great idea. And then the chartered accountant is asking, okay, why are you sharing me this? No, I have received a bill from that advocate. So what shall I do? Then I told him, you already have one bill. Why you want to consult with me now?
For another bill. Excellent. I think this is the reputation which all of us have to build individually. Once we start building up this reputation individually, whole of the profession's reputation will increase. Today, what is happening? People are taking chartered accountants for granted. Why? It is because each one of us are responsible for that. If collectively we start doing this sort of things, I think the image of chartered accountant will change substantially. Right? I think with this, I'll end up with a small story that when we talk about practice, I said you have to build up a team, you have to see that rest of the people are there with you. So this is a small story which is relevant for all of us. Yeah.
ICA has given recommended fee.
Yes.
But I request the members, SAS members or circle members to make it mandatory.
Okay. I'll just address this issue, sir. Why I am closely associated with this? Because this recommended minimum fee scale was introduced by me when I was in the Central Council. My first Central Council meeting, I said for assembly this is must. Sir, it took me 4 years to convince the council that these sort of things are required from the council. And why it made recommendatory? Because mandatory. At that point of time, the government was very, very, against this, because the answer which was given is that yours is a monopoly, because nobody other than chartered accountants can do audit. So when you have an audit which is a monopoly for you, you cannot have the mandatory fees, and therefore it came to recommended. But yes, surely, Geeta ji are here, maybe you can pass on this message from this conference. Participants want this, maybe to the respective Central Council members. Next year she is going to take as the chairperson. Maybe you can take up this as a separate thing. How you can work on that, please. I think this is an excellent suggestion. Try and do that. Yeah. I think the time is up. You already one chance has been given to you. If somebody else is there, we can do it. Otherwise, we can discuss it later. Right?
It has to be disclosed.
Yeah.
Recently, I got a message that whatever fees we are going to charge, that has to be disclosed while generating immediate or something. What is that? What is the correct position? As per code of ethics, audit fees has to be disclosed for every assignment.
Disclosed means that
That we have to disclose to the institute.
disclosed. Yeah, this is the new thing which is coming in. So maybe there is a lot of debate on that. So let us see how it is coming. Let us see. No, not yet. But it will come. One day it will come, because as a regulator, they do not have, the institute does not have anything. So let them have it. It will come. Okay, fine. So this story of hare and tortoise, one day they decided that let us have a race and decide who is faster, right? And do you know the moral of this story? Yes? No? What is that? Oh, very surprising. अरे जरा जोर से बोलो. I know it is end of the session. I know all of you are exhausted. I know that अब कॉफी पीने का भी टाइम हो गया है. But इतना तो बोल ही सकते हो. Moral of the story: slow and steady wins the race. Excellent. And the moral of the story is slow and steady wins the race, right? But story does not end here. Right? Who lost the race? Hare. Very good. So Hare decided to do some root cause analysis. Why I lost the race? Naturally lost the race because he was sleeping, he was lax, and he did not run full capacity. He was not fast, he was not consistent, therefore he lost the race. Right? And after doing this root cause analysis, the hare challenged to tortoise, can we have one more race? Tortoise said, yes, why not? We have one more race. And they had one more race. This time hare did not stop. He did not take rest. He ran fast. He ran consistently. Naturally, hare won the race. So now, the moral of the story is not slow and steady wins the race, but fast and consistent will always beat slow and steady. Right? So this is for all of us. Again, story does not end here. Now who lost the race? Tortoise. So now it was tortoise turn to do what? Root cause analysis. So tortoise did a lot of thinking and he said, why I lost? Let me just understand. He did a lot of research and he challenged hare. Can you have one more race? Hare said, why not? Now he knows fast and consistent will always beat slow and steady. They had one more race. When they were about to start, the tortoise said, this time the destination will not be A, it will be B. Hare said, what problem? No problem, we will go to destination B. They started running the race. And naturally, hare fast and consistently ran towards that destination B. And as he was running, suddenly he saw there is a river in front. Hare was not knowing swimming. Tortoise was knowing swimming gradually, slow. He came there. He was knowing swimming, went inside the water. He went on the other side of the river. From that bank of the river, he went to destination B. Now who won the race? Tortoise. So therefore, now the moral of the story is, first identify your core competency and then change the playing field to suit your core competency. All of us are into this. Okay? Again, story does not end here. By this time, both hare and tortoise were very good friends. They said, why don't we run this race as a team? Oh, excellent idea. So when they started running the race, they were wanting to go to destination B. Hare took tortoise on his back and they ran the race. When they went up to the bank of the river, at that point of time, tortoise took hare on his back, they crossed the river. Again on the other side, hare took tortoise on his back and they reached destination B. Win-win situation. So now, the moral of the story is, it's good to be individually brilliant and to have strong core competencies, but unless you are able to work as a team and harness each other's core competencies, you will always perform below par, because there will always be a situation where at which you will do poorly and someone else will do well. There are more lessons to be learned from this story of hare and tortoise. Note that neither the hare nor the tortoise gave up after the failures. The hare decided to work harder and put more efforts after his failure. The tortoise changed his strategy because he was already working as hard as he could. In life, when faced with failure, and sometimes it is appropriate to work harder and put more efforts, sometimes it is appropriate to change strategy and try something different, and sometimes it is appropriate to do both. The hare and tortoise also learned another vital lesson: when we stop competing against the rival and instead start competing against the situation, we perform far better. To sum up, the story of hare and tortoise teaches many things. Chief amongst them are, fast and consistent will always beat slow and steady. Work to your core competencies. Pooling resources and working as a team will always beat individual performance. Never give up when faced with failure. And finally, compete against the situation and not against the rival. With this, If there are any questions, we discuss. Otherwise, thank you very much for giving me a very, very patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful closing remarks for this day 2 of the technical sessions, coming all the way from Mumbai, giving us suggestions for all the improvisations to be made for value creation.